One man versus 5.6 women. Revenge of the Bachelors. Is this the end of marriage in China? Why are China's top grads unemployed? The shocking collapse no one expected. China's super single society has arrived, and with it, our society is entering a period of historic change. According to the latest 2024 marriage data, only 6.1 million couples registered for marriage, a 20.5% drop from last year, setting another historic low. The number of single people in China now exceeds 240 million. As birth rates fall and young people's views on marriage and love evolve, marriage may continue to decline. Men now think, why bear the high cost of marriage when I can hire a housekeeper or order takeout? Women think, I can earn my own money. Why should I go through pregnancy and child rearing for someone else? Those born in the 90s are opting for the single life, while those born after 2000 often don't even date. As societal norms shift, marriage is no longer seen as a must, especially for men. Chinese men are now pushing back against the marriage market by choosing to remain single, a kind of bachelor rebellion. Data from China's 7th national census shows there are over 30 million more single men than women. The national unmarried male-to-female ratio stands at 13 to 9. In rural areas, it's as high as 13 to 2. Despite this, once men enter the dating scene, the reality flips. It feels like women outnumber men dramatically. According to jiayuan.com, a popular dating site, the male-to-female ratio on blind dates is 1 to 5.6, and offline it's even more lopsided. In Chengdu, it's 143. Hangzhou follows at 1140, Nanchang, 136. At a Guangzhou blind date event, organizers charged women 500 yuan to attend, but men entered for free. 1,000 women came. Only 50 men showed up. The event turned into a singles party for the women. Across China, more and more men are quietly opting out of marriage, something once seen as a life milestone. Some say marriage has simply become too expensive, that it's a trap. Sure, in theory, two people working together can make it work, but reality says otherwise. The first step toward marriage, whether through dating or a blind date, comes with financial expectations. After just 2 to 3 months, you're expected to express love through gifts. Capital keeps reinforcing the message. If he doesn't spend money on you, he doesn't love you. And if the gift isn't expensive, it's not good enough. At the very least, he has to give a red envelope on holidays. Once you get through this and move to discussing marriage, that's when the real pressure begins. According to a dating site survey, 80% of men feel women's material expectations are too high, making them hesitant to pursue relationships. Even in smaller cities, the cost of betrothal gifts is unaffordable. Bride prices in Jincheng are shocking, some reaching 168,888 yuan or more. In fifth-tier southern cities, it's over 200,000 yuan. On top of that, the groom's family is expected to buy a house and a car. Some families manage, others go into debt. One man's parents even borrowed money just to afford the bride price. They gave up everything to help him marry. But that's not all. The total cost of marriage can soar to 500,000 to 900,000 yuan when you factor in the banquet, decorations, and wedding services. Many of these customs feel unnecessary. A man shared, "My girlfriend loves appearances and spends a lot. I don't want a banquet, but in my hometown it's expected. I don't see the point." A wedding industry insider broke down the costs for a modest wedding in Dalian. Banquet, 15 tables, x 3,000 yen, 45,000. Venue setup, 20,000. Photography, videography, host, makeup, 10,000. Dress tuxedo rentals, cars, decorations, 36,800 yuan, cigarettes, sweets, 8,000. Relatives' food, lodging, small extras, 3,000 plus total, at least 113,700 yuan, and that's considered low budget. As marriage becomes a business deal with rising costs, men are growing weary. When the price far exceeds the perceived value, demand drops naturally. Some also argue that during marriage negotiations, women often hold more power. That makes many men unwilling to even approach the negotiation table. But it's not just men. Many Chinese women are also reluctant to marry. Ms. Liu, a 32-year-old professional with a 350,000 yuan salary, has attended over 20 blind dates without success. Her complaint: the men were either overly controlling or expected her to quit her job and become a housewife. She said, "We couldn't even have a normal conversation, let alone shared values." She laments that modern marriage is all about financial calculations, not love. Other netizens agree. Times have changed. 20 years ago, men expected to be the breadwinners and saw spending money on women as part of the job. Today's young men feel differently. Recent news shows just how complicated marriage has become. In the past, a stay-at-home husband might still contribute financially, but now people want equality, independence, and shared responsibility. Yet many young people, often only children, have never been taught the concept of sacrifice. Even if a couple makes it to marriage, parenting brings more stress. One parent calculated the cost of raising their baby in 10 months. Diapers, 2,655 yuan. Formula, 11,699 yuan. Clothes. Bedding, 1,685 plus 1,165. 900 of nutritional supplements. Medical bills, nearly 5,000 toiletries and extras, 35,800. And that doesn't even include prenatal, delivery, or postnatal care. In a fourth-tier city in Shanxi, where the average salary is 2,000 to 3,000 yuan per month, one family still spent 33,000 yuan a year on their child. Faced with these pressures, more young people are choosing not to marry or have children. The government keeps introducing pro-birth policies, but many say they don't solve the root issues. Marriage is a social contract, but one under strain from economic, cultural, and emotional shifts. On the other hand, there are still many elders who adhere to traditional views and believe that getting married and having children is the responsibility of every generation. One parent shared, "My daughter asked why she should get married. I told her to have children. They bring joy and help grow society. Once you start a family, you become responsible for yourself, for your country. Society stabilizes, families stabilize, and life gets better." As China's real estate market declines, a deeper transformation is taking place. One where young people are rejecting not just mortgages, but marriage and children. This quiet resistance is shaking the very foundations of China's economy, which has long relied on consumption and family formation. If this trend continues, China could face slower economic growth, labor shortages, and heavier strain on its aging population, forcing a profound rethink of what prosperity means in a new era. It's nearly impossible for graduate students to find jobs now. I've been sending out resumes for 4 months, but no company is willing to hire me. In fact, most companies are laying off staff and claim they're already fully staffed. A friend of mine came back from studying in the UK. He joined a large company in June, but got laid off just last month. So for people like us, with academic qualifications but no job prospects, what are we supposed to do? In a country where academic achievement was once a guaranteed ticket to success, an entire generation of China's brightest graduates now finds itself trapped in an unforgiving job market. My husband's company is about to lay off employees. He has a bachelor's from Beihang University and a master's in electronics from Tsinghua University. He gave up a civil service opportunity to join a big internet company straight after graduation, working in R&D. Now that it's the end of the year, his company has started reviewing its workforce. The department is under pressure to reduce costs and boost efficiency, so they've been given a layoff quota. Just a few days ago, several of his co-workers were let go. He never thought a Tsinghua master's degree would still struggle to stay afloat in Beijing. Even elite credentials are no longer a shield against economic pressure. China's economy is slowing, and with more graduates each year, youth unemployment remains high. According to data from Jillian Recruitment, the employment rate for college grads in 2024 is just 55.5%, meaning nearly half of them are unemployed. Behind those numbers are thousands of shattered expectations. Faced with this employment crisis, Beijing has done a sudden about-face. After previously opposing the idea, it's now actively promoting the street stall economy. With white-collar job prospects so grim, many college graduates are turning to blue-collar work instead. But even industries like ride-hailing, food delivery, and courier services are now oversaturated. In May this year, a female liberal arts graduate with a master's degree posted on Douyin that she had sent out 8,000 resumes and hadn't received a single job offer, saying it felt harder than winning the lottery. Where did you graduate from? Tsinghua University. What do you make of the fact that even 985 university graduates can't find work? A lot of my friends from Tsinghua say the same thing. They can't find jobs. When people say Tsinghua and Peking grads are jobless, they mean they can't find high-paying jobs. What salary do you think a Tsinghua graduate should expect? At least 20,000 yen, right? But now the environment is completely different. All the places top students used to go, like big tech firms, aren't hiring anymore. And yet more people are job hunting than ever. In the past, everyone chased masters and PhDs. Just a bachelor's degree wasn't enough. I've been working in a major internet company for years. Many of my coworkers are elite graduates, some from Tsinghua and Peking University, some returning from overseas. But when the company's performance dropped, I still lost my job overnight. What happens after layoffs? If your family doesn't have connections or resources, then even if you get into a top university and move to a big city, the best outcome is just scraping by. To put it bluntly, to afford a down payment in a first-tier city, you'd still have to rely on family back home to help cover it. I'm 38 years old and have been job hunting for 2 months. I've sent out countless resumes. Most were read, but no replies. Some companies did respond, but when they saw my age, they backed off. I've only had one online interview. Maybe the interviewer thought I looked okay, so we chatted briefly, but then nothing. I don't see much hope. Even with experience and certifications, no one will hire me for a basic position. And I can't apply for a director-level job. I don't have the ability. I'm just too old. The job market is brutal right now. Do you know how many resumes I get each day? Hundreds. And most people don't even have experience in my industry. I was stunned when I looked through them. Some were from Yale and Cornell grads, people with bachelors, masters, and even PhDs. Forget 985 universities. There were tons of those. Even former startup founders, people who once ran their own companies, are now applying for jobs. China's economy is under huge pressure. As the Communist Party calls for employment protection, the street stall economy is getting renewed attention. The idea was first pushed by former Premier Li Keqiang, who described it as a grassroots solution, one that could help stabilize employment and spark economic activity. Back then, Xi Jinping was strongly opposed, but now he's promoting it full force, a sign that Beijing may be out of options in the face of mounting economic challenges. Still, even the street stall economy is overcrowded. What was once seen as a lifeline is now a battleground for survival. On May 6th, a vendor posted a video. In this tiny spot with barely any foot traffic, there are already 7 stalls selling jelly noodles. The sky is falling. This is my 26th day running a street stall. I sell cold noodles, but there are already 7 others doing the same here. One stall over there, another one over here, and mine here. 3 of us, just in this tiny space. Apart from me, the rest only sell cold noodles on the side. But still, I feel like my business is doomed. It barely makes money as it is. What else can I say? Another stall popped up near mine, and they're selling the exact same stuff. At first, I felt frustrated and angry. They knew I was here already, and the market was small to begin with. But now, I've come to accept it. Maybe that's just how it is. Many people now set up stalls after work to supplement their income. Some manage to earn 300 to 500 yuan a day, more than their regular jobs. The average salary in Nanning is only 3,000 to 5,000 yuan, so some quit their jobs entirely to sell at stalls full-time. But there's a serious problem. The income is unstable. You can't make 300 to 500 yen every day. Sometimes there are more vendors than customers. Fellow stall owners, don't you think this is the case? Look, this whole street is full of vendors and no customers. What's the point? Forget setting up stalls. How can we do business if no one is buying? I give it another 6 months, and the whole town will be nothing but street vendors. It's just too tempting. The current employment situation is this. Security guards are getting younger, delivery riders are more highly educated, and the job market is flooded with 3,000 to 4,000 yuan positions in sales and customer service. Even so-called iron rice bowl jobs in teaching are no longer secure. State-owned enterprises are slashing salaries, large firms are laying off workers, and many jobs risk being automated by AI. For most of our generation, it means constantly switching jobs, constantly adapting to new companies. And just when you finally adjusted, the company goes bankrupt. Yes, it really is that hard to find a job now. My advice, learn some skills while job hunting, so at least you can stay afloat and won't starve. If even top graduates from Tsinghua and overseas can't find jobs, what future is left for everyone else? When education no longer guarantees opportunity, what's the point of all the struggle? The system promised success for those who worked hard. So why are so many still falling through the cracks? Maybe the real crisis isn't just unemployment, but broken expectations.